No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world.
In the world.
And today we have Alysia Magen. Did I say that right?
Alysia Magen.
On the podcast.
America's #1 Air Force veteran. I wish I could show you, but this mic is kind of... But anyways.
Oh, that's great, actually. I was thinking
That's how we're going to start it.
I was thinking that, like, there has to be a way to film podcasts where you could see more ass.
Right?
You know?
That's the problem with these podcasts these days.
They're all filmed
the views are down.
the front. You got to have, like, the stupidest ass ever for it to show from that perspective.
I think mine does, though. I think we're good.
It's revealed a little bit. No, but you know, like, you ever see on Twitch that girls will be basically, like, the camera will be here and they'll be laying on the bed, like, facing away from the camera, so their butt is more in the camera than their face.
Marketing right there.
It's kind of genius.
And then they want to be that creep that's looking in the corner, like,
right,
while they're doing whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So you are most notable for, I guess, the fact that you managed to do the transfer from being in the Air Force to becoming an influencer, Onlyfans chick. I don't know how you want to define yourself in that sense.
Yeah.
And then also notably beat the shit out of Blac Chyna.
Yes.
So we're going to get into all that today.
Hope you guys watched it. It was epic.
Okay. Where are you from?
Nebraska, a tiny little town.
Right.
Tiny. Like, we have the most bars and the most churches. That's what we have in the Guinness Book World of Records. That's what we're known for.
That dude Destiny we just had in here is from Nebraska too.
I heard him say that right when he said Nebraska. I looked up. I'm like, what? Because no one talks about Nebraska.
No, you never hear about it.
It's meant to be.
Well, one time I drove cross country with my friend and we drove through Nebraska and I tweeted something about how it was the most fucking dead state I ever drove to.
Cornfields.
But somebody that I know personally hit me up, aggrieved about my characterization of Nebraska, like mad at me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to me, it's the best place to grow up. Like, I think my heart is so pure because I was raised there. Like, I could never imagine being raised in Miami or, like, LA and kind of that old school upbringing, you know? Like, I didn't have a TV growing up, which I think added to me being creative and wanting more out of life.
What were your parents like?
Back and just watching TV. They were both my mom's from Poland and my dad's from Portugal, so I'm first generation.
Right.
So, interesting. Yeah, blind date and knocked up, and here I am.
And how would you characterize your childhood?
It was really good, like fun. We could break into old abandoned schools. You know, we could run around town and not be worried about. You know, it was a good childhood.
Right.
But definitely like very narrow mind, like, you know, kind of upbringing. But my parents, luckily, like they wanted us to travel the world. So I already traveled everywhere all over the world, like even before I joined the military.
Really? So they had money like that?
Decent. I was a trailer baby. Like I was raised like born trailer, but now my parents they both are doing really well.
You grew up in a trailer and they were traveling all around the world while living in a trailer park?
No, but during that time when I was a baby, that's how much money they didn't have. Like I was in a trailer, you know, and very poor. And then now they're doing really well for themselves, that we can travel. Like my dad owns his own business.
Right.
He's that hardworking, you know. That's all he did was work.
That's dope.
Yeah. So.
Okay. How was high school?
High school was interesting because I was a late bloomer from being in a really like, I guess, Christian upbringing with the school. Like I had long skirts, long hair. Everyone thought I was Mormon when I went to school, like in high school. So I was kind of picked on.
Oh, and you were in the church like that? So you were dressing like...
Yeah.
Like other kids weren't dressing like that, but you...
No, like I came from like just church schools, like my whole life.
But
I
then
never
all
had
of a
a
sudden
public school. And then my parents were like, let's just bring you into the world. So, you know, I had my transition where I was really, you know, kind of picked on and made fun of. Like I was so nervous even to talk to anybody in school, which is funny because now look at me online. Like, it's just amazing how you can really change your life.
But nobody treated you like you were hot until what age?
So my senior year of high school, I got hot. And I was the virgin too, and I was like the proud virgin with the big ass. I was like,
So everybody knew you were a virgin?
Yeah, I was very proud of that. Like my parents like really instilled like, you know, being a virgin, save it for the man.
But you weren't hiding it, you were flexing it around.
Yeah, I was flexing it. Like, you can't have this. Yeah.
Who got it?
Actually, kind of a tragic story. Yeah. Raped senior year of high school.
How'd that go down?
I mean, I was young, so I just kind of took all of it on myself. I was like, it was my fault because I was drinking. He was sober.
Oh, wow.
But everyone knew I was a virgin, and it was the brother of a friend. Anyways, not even worth talking about. But
Right.
yeah, so I'm grateful it happened at that. Like when it did, it could have been worse. Could have been,
Right.
at a young age or whatever. So I think it made me the strong person I am today.
Yeah.
So.
Damn, that's terrible. How did that change you as a person, though?
I definitely didn't open up to men. I think I still have issues opening up to men a lot, but it made me stronger. It made me tougher.
Right, for sure.
But
Okay, so you did the Air Force right out of high school?
actually, I did a little bit of college, and I was like, "This is taking forever." My ADHD was kicking in. I'm like, "This is gonna take forever.
Right.
Like, why can't I have a job and go to school and all this?" So, and my parents, they paid for everything. Like, I had my own little townhome. And I was just trying to pay them $300 in rent, and I couldn't do it. I was like, I need to grow up. I'm tired of depending on my family. So off I went.
But you didn't care that this entailed you going off and potentially fighting in a war? You didn't think that was going to happen?
Well, I mean, to me, it was not really that big of a chance. I was in medical, so.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, when you're young, you're willing to do anything.
Right.
And
how was this experience?
I think it was great. I think anybody that's out there, they should at least join up and then experience it. Because you kind of it makes you grow up a lot quicker. You leave your family and they put you in positions that normally would take you years and years, in the civilian world that you can really do in the military. So I think it's great experience.
I've listened to podcasts with people talking about joining the Navy SEALs and shit. It sounds like actual torture.
Yeah, I know. I think we have anybody that joins the military, I feel like we're all a little messed up in the head. We kind of we live on the edge a little bit.
Because you have to basically assume that at some point while you're doing this, that you're going to have to, I don't know, just
and your
go
good
through hell.
looks ain't going to work.
Right. Was that made clear to you early on? Like, hey, you're hot, but we don't care. We're gonna treat you like shit.
I always had female supervisors, so it didn't matter for me. Like, if anything, I feel like it made it harder. But, yeah, I had a good time in the military. Definitely had its ups and downs, definitely, like anything, but I don't regret it.
Right. Do you encounter a lot of sexism and misogyny and shit? Or how did you feel that you were treated? It's got to be such a primal environment.
I mean, it was tough because I was always bending rules. Like, if you even look back on my Instagram while I was in, that's kind of how I got known. I was a bodybuilder. So imagine somebody that's your supervisor or whatever, but I'm able to post pictures in bikinis, you know? I'm not doing it. We didn't have OF or anything back then in the day.
Because what year were we talking?
I'm sorry?
What year were we talking that you got in there?
I think it was 2009. Yeah, 2009. Yeah, but it was 2016, I want to say 15.
That's when you started posting that?
I was big on social media for the military. Nobody in the military had a big following like me. I was one of the OG girls. You remember when the side-by-sides were really popular, on duty, off duty, and you'd see a chicken uniform.
Okay, you were that girl?
Yeah, I was that girl.
Really?
But I was one of the bigger, yeah.
And
I could wear a bikini. I look back now and I'm like, oh my God, this looks like OF material.
Right.
But I didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? I was just bodybuilding. But yeah, and I even did it for the Air Force. But I definitely I got, in trouble for obviously always showing a lot of skin, but I couldn't get in too much trouble because it was what I did.
How long were you a bodybuilder for?
Oh my God. Too long.
Really?
It was hard on the old knees.
You got super into it.
Listen, it was to the point it wasn't healthy.
You did steroids?
No.
Growth hormone?
I'm naturally this is just all natural. People don't believe it, but
your ass is all natural?
Yes.
Are you fucking serious?
No, I'm serious. You can
Holy
look back
shit.
at and nobody believes it, especially because I'm in Miami. I'm
I had no idea. I thought, because I saw people talking about you versus Blac Chyna and calling it the battle of the BBLs.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
I mean, you can definitely tell by the legs. If you look at our legs, you can tell when you see the girls with the skinny legs.
No, my internal BBL radar went off opposite direction when I saw you out there, because and it's very nice, trust me. But my brain kind of did that computation of no, that's not sitting like a BBL. I know how a BBL looks.
Yeah,
even when it's aged, even because it kind of looks a lot less distinct over time.
I see
a lot
them
of
all
times
in Miami, left and right.
Right, definitely. But okay, so you're doing the fucking bodybuilding thing. Are you like winning contests? Are you like dominating or
Yeah, I went, like, I did it in Europe. Did it in Finland. I got first place. I got 6th place in NPC for my second show, which is great because it takes, sometimes these mother truckers do show after show for years. Like, I'm talking 10 years just to get, like,
just to turn pro?
Just to get a freaking award.
You
like,
turned
it's
pro?
Crazy. Yeah, just to turn pro.
Is
No,
that
I never
like,
turned pro.
You never did? Because you have to like win an official
I
contest,
actually got
right?
too skinny. Like, if I look back on the pictures when I did bodybuilding, I was like 114. So think about that, 114 pounds. I'm right now sitting at like 148.
Okay.
So imagine how like unhealthy I was. Like, I couldn't sustain it.
But like,
it was horrible.
how many pounds of muscle less do you think you are now? It's like really hard to quantify.
I don't know. All I know though, my body fat was 4%, like lower than 4%. Like, I didn't have a period for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, it's so, like, people don't talk about how unhealthy that bodybuilding world is.
No,
Sorry,
yeah, it's
I'm
fucked.
I'm like,
no,
but
I mean,
people need to talk about it.
And you're saying you weren't, but you weren't even doing
you
the
know what?
drugs like that?
No,
Well,
no.
Weight loss drugs and shit?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Really?
I
Wow.
mean, they definitely.
Because the guys,
me,
that's like the whole
clenbuterol,
thing. Yeah.
clenbuterol
I did
and
that shit
stuff
back
like
in the
that.
day. It's fucking gnarly.
With your heart's like
Hell
racing,
yeah.
like.
I miss it. It was fun.
Yeah, but no, natural. I mean,
like,
I definitely like dabbled in little things here and there, but
the dudes, it's like the most unhealthy shit ever. So they have to be on the most insane drug routines.
yeah, I remember I used to give it to my ex and like shoot it in his ass. I'm like, oh, it's so nasty.
You were dating all kinds of different bodybuilder dudes, I bet.
One.
You had to wipe their ass for
No.
them? None that got that big?
No. And everything else was not big either. Like,
oh, no.
Oof.
But that's not how that works, though, is it? Because it makes your balls smaller, right?
I actually haven't been with a lot of bodybuilders. People think with my physique, like, I've even dated a guy who was super skinny. Like, he looks like, I hope he doesn't watch this. He looks like super, like, sickly skinny almost.
You like a Pete Davidson?
No, but he's tall. He makes up for it, with his height.
Right, but they could be gangly like that?
Yeah, I think it's, because me, I'm a lover. I'm a big, big lover.
Okay.
So.
You can fuck with a dad bod?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
My last guy, total dad bod. Total.
Really?
Total. Like, if you've seen him, you'd be like, no way.
Because as a guy with an objective dad bod, I kind of like just assume.
No way. I think you look great.
No, I got a gut. But
Tat it up. You look
yeah,
look like
but I got a
me.
gut. But like, you always assume
You
that
just
like
sucked it in. I just saw it. Wow. Oh my God.
you assume that chicks who are in super good shape only fuck with other dudes who are in super good shape.
That's not true.
Really?
Maybe
There's
it's
still
like
hope
a
out
kink
there.
I have. Like,
But that's like important too.
You didn't do cardio today.
One of the main
Let me
things,
give it to you.
the main things I hear from girls who do porn is that every dude says some weird shit about like, oh, my dick isn't as big as the porn guys or whatever. Like they always think that that's going to be like a big deal to the girl, and the girls always say that it's not.
Yeah, I think it's definitely chemistry for women. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm at a point. Meaningless sex is just not it. Like, I don't. Like, I want the real deal. That connection. So,
How was the dick supply in the military?
I actually was only in long relationships with guys who were gone 9 months out of the year. Like, I don't
The
even know
whole
why.
time.
Yes, I don't even know why I was. I look back and I'm like, why was I proud that I just stood there like for all this time? Not
That's the
being
culture. You got to hold them
happy.
down.
Yeah, that's
Right?
a lot of my story has been like me being just so like to the point of it's actually made me screwed me up a couple times.
But every relationship, if my girl.
But I was faithful. I was like sitting there like while he was out, cheating with me and.
Oh, so you always knew they were cheating?
No. I found out and then I.
But any girl,
I said bye.
if you're in a relationship and then the relationship ends, you're gonna feel like you wasted some fucking time on
Yeah,
them, no
I
matter
even told
what.
this guy. I said, "Look, I'm in my prime. Like, don't wait." Which I'm always in my prime, but
Girls
I
always
was
say
like,
that.
I said, "Do not waste my time." Like,
Right.
what a coward. Like, couldn't just break up with like instead because he couldn't leave me. Like, I don't know why guys can't just leave me
Right.
when I want you to. Especially that time.
At what point do you get out of the bodybuilding shit and become more of like a normal human model? And how big a decision was that?
You know what? It actually took my body like a year and a half just to stabilize. Because if I even I had no salt. Like my coach had me on like a really unhealthy kind of diet, and I don't think.
Oh,
I don't think he
you
like,
have to be that low in body fat.
yeah,
right?
I don't think he. Now I look back, I'm like he didn't know what he was doing. Like
Really?
it was not good. But yeah, I had no salt in my diet. So the second I took salt, I would right away like swell up. inflammation. I had really bad inflammation from eating.
So you're just on permanent no salt because it holds water and makes you look a little fatter?
So for my body to balance out, it took a long time. Like it took a year and a half at least for it to get, like, now I can go out and eat something and I'm like, my body the next day I'll have abs, or like, I don't freak out. But before, if I took anything in, my body would just like, because it would think it's going to get starved again,
Wow, that's crazy.
So I went through like a lot of eating, but now I'm super happy with where I have a healthy relationship.
But dude bodybuilders like bulk up in between contests to get bigger. Were you not doing that? Were you just staying like super fucking rail thin all the time?
No, the problem is like going so strict, and then they'd be like, okay, now you're done, and I didn't have like a diet afterwards. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I was like eating, like it was my last meal, you know what I mean? So I had a really bad problem like trying to figure that like healthy medium. But yeah, you need an after diet. Like that's the most important thing, is like after competition what you do. And it's so hard on your body, like just for an award, which
it's so crazy to me because it comes from the most healthy desire to like eat good and get some exercise. Is like, that's the best advice you could give any random person. And then people in bodybuilding are people who just took that advice way too serious.
I like how I feel. Like, they get that high. You can see the guys that were like, this is my fucking best time. Like right here in the gym, like this is my shit.
You ever like look in the mirror and just think like, my bicep looks good.
I'm always checking myself
Bodybuilder
out
dudes are the dudes who did that and they were like, fuck, I'm basing my whole life on that.
Yeah, they just,
that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Yeah.
No, I think,
and especially like the dudes, because they're dying in their 40s and shit because they're so gnarly with the drugs.
Oh my gosh, seeing some of them up there was like scary. They're like shaking up there, like especially because they have different divisions, so they have the different age groups. It's like so sad that this guy was in there for 20 years and he finally got an award. I remember it was like 20, something crazy. But yeah, it took him that long. Like, damn, just give the guy like a participation award or something. Like,
wow,
because that's not easy. Like,
so then, did you ever like get bigger at any point? Like, did you ever like just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna gain 30 pounds, see what it feels like, or did you just kind of?
No,
well, you said you're like 40 pounds more now, right?
Yeah. I mean, I accidentally did like through eating too much or whatever.
Yeah.
But now I have like healthy weight because I'm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm much more. I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? By your 30, like you should know what your body's doing.
Right. And so, how much money were you making while you were in the military, and what were you making from? Was it like private snap or some shit at the time?
You know what's funny? No, I never did anything bad. Like I had Patreon and I did Wonder Woman and I did cosplay, but it was like, and I did little pictures that I signed that I would mail out, but that was it. I never did anything sexual. Like that was never ever in my mind, was like taking money from men and how to do it while I was in the military ever.
Oh, okay. So you got on to OnlyFans later.
Yeah. Okay. No. They didn't even have that, and I never.
Do you wish you had seen that vision earlier on? You left a lot of money on the table, realistically.
I mean,
a lot of girls.
People were waiting. When's you gonna do it?
Right.
Where's the girl in the uniform gonna?
But so, what did they actually kick you out for?
So I didn't get kicked out. Let's clarify this.
They demoted you.
Yes. So right towards the end, it was like 6 months out, like they wanted to make an example of me. So basically, being as big as I was in the military, I was getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And I was selling waist trainers, and I had my own fitness, like AlysiaFitness.com, had my own business. I was a little hustler since day one.
And there's nothing comparable. There's nothing comparable that other dudes were doing in the military. Like, our dudes selling supplements and shit. Like,
nothing. Like
you were like the only one doing this kind of shit.
So and people were eyeing. It was on social media, so everyone's like, wow, there's this girl that's doing things outside of the box, and I would make more money, and I'd drop one sale, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna do a booty sale, and I don't know why I keep burping.
It's hot. They probably like it.
Today.
People love burps.
People do that. They do that.
Oh, ASMR. My girl literally lays in bed and watches that shit.
Is that you okay?
Yeah. It's fucking weird. I mean, that's not like the kind of mic that they use, but it's close enough.
Okay.
They use like crazy sensitive mics so that it's like even more intense.
I love how we keep going off subject.
But also,
like
this room is big and echoey, so I don't think it would be good for ASMR. They need to do it in like a little thing that like holds all the sound in.
He's excited. You should do this for a podcast where it's straight up just.
I mean,
guys talk like in.
If I knew that I could just sit in front of a fucking microphone and like whisper about some shit and like have like a pop in second channel, I guess I would probably spare like 20 minutes a week to do it. But it seems fucking like the dumbest thing on earth to base your channel around.
People love it. I always see it on TikTok. I'm like, but where were we going with this question? I forgot.
Them demoting you.
Yeah. So there's more than just that. So I basically, but I didn't know this. So I'm going to work doing my thing. I'm putting in like 5 hours at the gym and like posting and just like, but focusing on me, never on anybody else. And everyone loved me at work because I was always like a bubbly personality. And I think I'm pretty cool and likable. And yeah, I was the morale person. Like people missed me when I was gone.
So you were generally well liked. It wasn't like some shit where you were pissing everybody off, so they had to find a reason to fuck with you.
No. So this is all like higher up in the chain. Like this is just what I've like come to. This isn't like, 100% fact, but it was somebody up the chain. It had to have been to make it happen as big as it did. So there's people who even get DUIs in the military that don't get Article 15s. So to get like an Article 15, it's basically the military just is done with you. Like they're done with you. And it was crazy because it happened 6 months out, like 6 months before I was getting out. And they got mad because I did a side-by-side. So I did a waist trainer and I was selling it. And I had one where I was in a uniform and next to it in the waist trainer. Well, technically that's like saying, like if somebody looked at that, they'd be like, oh, that was the military promoting that. Like who's that stupid enough, But think about it. If I posted the waist trainer and then the picture in the uniform, that was fine. Like, obviously, I'm in the military. That's fine. But they just couldn't be next to each other in one post.
Right.
So, basically, and then once that happens, like, you can't do anything wrong. You can't even come to late work. You can't, like, your stripe is taken away. And once the military has their eye on you, it's very easy to fuck up.
So you chose to leave?
If they want to fuck you up, they're going to fuck you up.
You chose to leave or something else happened after that?
Well, I was supposed to leave, normally with my rank,
Right.
And then I came to work, and then the attorney that even was in the Air Force, she asked me, she's like, did you sleep with somebody higher, like, ranking? Because you're not supposed to if you're enlisted. I was like, no, I literally stay in my lane, do my thing. And she couldn't believe it. She looked at my record. I have my degree. I have like 6 troops underneath me. I'm in charge of the doctor's schedule. Like, it's, what I've accomplished. She's like, there's nothing on your record, like nothing bad. Like, how is this happening? So basically, and at the time I had no support. I was in England by myself. Like that was when I hit like my first really like rock bottom. Like my pride got hit really hard with that.
Right. Damn.
Yeah.
So what'd you do from there?
From there on, my anxiety, like I always dealt with anxiety, but I never had it so bad. Like I had panic attacks every day. Like they took me away from patient care, so I couldn't see I couldn't do what I loved. They put me behind a desk. Like I loved interacting with people. You put me behind a desk, of course I'd be, miserable. So I was miserable. I showed up late to work. Just more shit happened because I never had anything like that happen. You know what I mean? And I didn't have the support that I needed at that time. So it was really hard. Like it was hard walking around without, and my troops would be like calling me airman while I was like while I was in charge of them. You know what I mean? It does something to your pride.
Right.
So, but which is funny because I became famous from the military.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you can't stop what's going to happen, guys.
Yeah, because it becomes a big part of your identity. So then when you kind of have to say goodbye to it, you got to sort of rebuild and like start to see yourself in a different light.
Yeah, definitely. I had a hard transition.
Right. So how'd you sort of get through that?
So I came to LA and I had a very abusive relationship, and I went from that girl that did bodybuilding, that went to expos, that was like super excited about life, to like just I lost everything, like my identity, who I was. I couldn't even look at somebody in the eyes. Like, I mean, it was really bad, and then I started doing drugs and I was drinking and, just to get through it. And so it was really tough, and it took a while. Like I just recently got out of this whole mess.
Oh, really? So you were in another bad relationship, or are you still talking about that?
Yeah, and then after that, it was just, another bad relationship because I wasn't healed.
Right.
And I was Miss Tough. I can do it. I'm fine. I don't need a man. Like, that's been my identity. Like, I don't need a man.
Right. But then you keep ending up in bad relationships with men.
Right, and it's like, why? If you don't need it, why are you doing it? So It took me like a little bit to get out of it, but I'm so grateful.
You're saying you're sober now?
So not completely Cali sober.
So you smoke weed?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm working on that. That's something I'm working on.
Right.
Obviously, I don't want to be numb to anything. I want to have the full experience, of things.
Right.
But yeah, definitely drinking. That was my baby.
You got a little too into it.
Yeah.
Right.
That was definitely I was just, covering up my pain, and eventually that caught up to me.
But you're telling me that you're not going to get in another relationship with a dude until he seems like he is.
Oh,
you're
I'm
going to be
taking
able
him
to
to
have
my
a
therapist because with me, I attract a lot of guys, and I attract unfortunately a lot of the bad ones, because of my my energy. I don't know, my boss, they want to tame me or something.
Right.
So I do have to be very careful, and I've taken the time to be by myself. Even when I fought Black Chyna, I didn't have a guy by me. I did that all by myself. I quit drinking, not by myself. I had the support, but you know what I mean.
So how'd they hit you up about this Black Chyna idea? Am I missing anything that happened in your life between that stuff and Black Chyna?
There's so much we could be here, but you hit the main.
You don't have to give us every last ounce of trauma. Yeah,
I know. Shit, is she gonna be okay?
Okay, but so how do you even get contacted about that? Because I think who did they wanted to fight at first? There was somebody else.
No, they didn't. I think they put some. I don't know who she was. She's some other stripper.
There was some joke going around that she was going to fight somebody else. I forget. And then you actually ended up being the reasonable person who would actually do it.
Yeah. Well, we didn't want to tell people. We wanted it to be a surprise. So I knew for a while. It was just funny because I got sober. I got rid of the toxic relationship. And then I had this amazing opportunity. He called me. He's like, you want to fight Black Chyna? And I'm like, fuck yes, put me on. It's a great,
Do you have any particular animosity towards her previous to this?
No.
Did you know who she was?
Yeah, right away.
But not you didn't know much about her?
No. I just had one encounter with her baby daddy, which he was an asshole.
Tyga?
Yeah.
It didn't work out?
No. He was just kind of an asshole. I don't know. But it's kind of funny because I'm like, but I beat your baby mama. I bet you.
You should tell him that, right?
You should come up and thank me.
Right. Here's your platform. You got to do what he probably wanted to do a few times.
Come up and thank me next time. Don't be an asshole. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what they can do.
Right. Okay, so they tell you that this is going to happen. How much time do you actually have to prepare?
Not enough time. Not enough time.
Not
a month and a half.
People
train for years. You see Jake Paul and all that. It's crazy, the training. And I did 2 a days. I was dedicated. If I put my mind to something, that's been my theme in life. If I put my mind to something, I do it.
Because you had never boxed before this?
No. I did karate, but karate is totally different. It was when you're younger, we get the...
Right, you get the
little
movement
belts
out there.
And
it's not really telling you much about how to box.
No,
right?
You're just hitting each other. You got the sparring gear and the mouthpiece, and you're just wailing on each other.
Right. So you start doing this, and then how was the training overall though? Do you feel like you actually became a pretty decent boxer by the end of it?
Decent. I'm still boxing because I want to be better. There's so much to it and technique that you can't just learn it very quickly.
When I watched you box her, it really stood out to me that you just looked way more athletic and way bigger and stronger.
She was just a little bit shorter than me, but she got a bigger booty than me for sure.
For sure,
but she was an athlete. You can tell she's not she's.
But that's probably a liability, if anything. It's probably fucking up your balance or something.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was because she kept going back.
There's no way that having a giant fake ass is an advantage in any kind of athletic competition.
No, definitely. Maybe it keeps you grounded more, but she still fell over. I love that. But you know what she said? She said I was street fighting. She got mad at me when every time the bell rang, she hit. That's when she hit me.
She doesn't seem like the type of person to really take much responsibility.
No, I couldn't believe she got so mad at the end. Even though she sucker punched me at the end, after the bell rang, I still was we're fighting, we're amateurs, let's hug it out. Nobody died. I told her I even hugged her.
And she wouldn't embrace you after?
Yeah, I even hugged her. In front of the camera, she did.
Right.
And then we got behind stage. She got so mad. Her trainer tried to fight me.
What?
He was like, did you sign an NDA? Crazy lady. She definitely was her claim to fame was she fought Kim Kardashian, her trainer.
Really?
Yeah.
She fought her in real life?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they did a boxing match way back in the day.
Okay, boxing match, right.
So this angry trainer, she came in there and she was trying to fight me. I'm like, I just fought Black Chyna. You really think I'm going to sit here and fight you?
Right. They had enough security.
She was just mad because I don't think she expected it to go that way. But, because she did boxing for, as a stripper, she did boxing.
Right. So she thought she was going to take an easy W there, huh?
I don't know.
And it was just going to launch her career?
I don't know what they just said for us to fight. They didn't tell us.
How much you get paid?
can't disclose that.
It seemed fair.
For me, it was more of like a great opportunity for a challenge. You know what I mean? It wasn't so much for the money.
You get a big like OnlyFans boost as a result of something like that.
Oh, I was on the Shade Room. I was on TMZ. I was like, they're like, who is Alysia Magen? I'm like, well, now you know.
Blac Chyna's op.
Yeah.
Did you see her when she came on this podcast?
No, I didn't actually watch that.
Pretty fucking funny. I tried to talk to her for like 20 minutes or something, and she's just not having it. And she ends up walking out on me.
Why? What did you say to her? I can't imagine you being like...
Well, the problem started because, okay, bathrooms are pretty decent here. We really went out of our way to get decent bathrooms. At our old spot, the bathroom was a little bit more crusty, you know? Maybe, I don't know. I forget exactly. But it definitely wasn't totally clean or whatever, but it was kind of like a normal bathroom that you would see in like a warehouse or like the average work environment, you know?
Right. It's not
if
like
you're
at a hotel.
Yeah, it's like if you're a normal human being, that kind of bathroom is just like a normal fucking bathroom, but I guess she's just been living in the lap of luxury for so long that she thought it was completely disgusting, and she said, she's like, oh no, I'm not gonna pee, I'll just do the interview. And I'm just thinking like,
really?
Who the fuck would want to do an interview while you have to pee?
I'd be like, okay, are we done or not?
Yeah, if I gotta pee, I gotta pee. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like able to focus on shit if I really have to piss that bad. So then she does the interview, and it's like, I'm trying to like talk to her about normal shit. She wants to talk about her music career, which is a joke. And I just like keep bringing. Then like towards the end of it, I like start bringing up rappers that she dated or whatever, and just being like, well, what about him? And like, she's just not fucking with that at all. But I only did that because she just was giving me nothing. So I'm like, well, at least I'm just going to ask her about the shit that the fans actually want to know about.
Yeah.
So that she can get mad at me, because I knew she was going to get mad at me. I was just like, fuck it, I'll just do this. And then I know she's going to get pissed off. I kind of knew she was going to walk out.
Like, you're in an interview, you got to elaborate. You got to talk about it. You can't give yes and no answers.
Terrible.
Yeah, she was not happy to be there. Like, she looked very, very forced. She was nice, so she was like, oh, you look good. I texted her before. But then afterwards, she went and got her head checked and everything. It was dramatic. Did you hear my rap, my little diss track?
I didn't. That's on YouTube?
It was good. I was like, got your baby daddies wishing they could have that. This ain't what you want. Anyways, it wasn't a hit. Okay, it was just a fun little diss track.
You were just having a good time with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. Damn. I didn't hear it. What? No, I'm sure it's great.
I'm trying to promote my song. You got that?
I just haven't seen it. I can't believe I missed it on YouTube. Do you have like a rap name?
I had a little music video and everything.
Fuck, I'm really like lacking on my research here.
It was legit.
Damn. So
Alysia
what?
Magen.
What
Air Force veteran rapper.
There it is. What doors did this open for you in terms of like career advancement after a whooping Blac Chyna?
I'm here with Adam22 on the best podcast ever.
The coolest podcast in the world, also.
My story and my truth.
Right.
And hopefully, help people that are stuck in shit and don't think that they can do shit, and you can.
Right.
You know?
I'm just saying, like, when you have an opportunity like that, it's like there's like a certain period of time where maybe you feel like you need to capitalize on it. Like, have you been able to like kind of, like, do you think that you have more fights coming up? Like, what are you planning on doing with this energy?
Yes,
I've seen you starting to do YouTube more.
I have a lot of energy. And now that I feel like I'm healed and I have a voice, like, I'm going to start using my platform to help people tell my story. But also, yes, definitely fighting. Like, I love competitions. I love fighting. And I think that's like one of the most amazing experiences. Like, it's a very, very like, oh, wow, this is a good high.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was cool accomplishment. I definitely do it again for sure. But next time I want to come in there like a pro. It was very like, I will tell you, if you actually boxing, it was very like, celebrity boxing, you could say.
Right. I mean, it wasn't the most serious. But hey, all the YouTube fighters, like they say Jake Paul's fucking vicious these days. I mean, he started off as a YouTube boxer, right?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can do it. Definitely more doors are opening, but more to come, and Right.
So the streets probably ask you all the time what's going on with your OnlyFans career. Are you ever crossing over to the dark side of like actual porn, or are you just posting bikini pictures?
Dun. Everybody wants to know that.
Right.
Porn, baby. No. No, not at this far in my game. I don't feel like I need to. I make really good money without doing that.
Right.
And I'm looking for a man eventually. So, not trying to go too far. I'm already a lot to handle, so I'm not.
You looking for a man who's going to do OnlyFans with you? Or are you looking for a man who
like,
won't? You don't want him to have to worry about your past OnlyFans career.
No. I just want to do what I want to do and live life. And OnlyFans is definitely not my passion. It's a quick buck, but it's not like
right.
Oh yeah. Mm.
What else do you see yourself doing with your talents?
Just really motivating people, all the experiences I've had and how far, this little girl from Nebraska, from nothing, came and look at me, trying to help people. And, like a lot of people would be like, hell no, I'm not going to box somebody. Like, and I took that challenge and I literally just got sober at the same time. It was just such a great accomplishment. So I've already done so much in this short amount of time. Like, I can't imagine what's going to be ahead of me. Like, I don't know. God's will. He has amazing things stored for me all the time. So
definitely.
But definitely OnlyFans won't be my trait forever. So make sure to subscribe and get it now while you can.
Woo!
The
best thing about Blac Chyna walking out on us was the fact that she had a manager sitting on the couch and that he just came up to me and he was just like, all right, bro, take care. Appreciate you.
sorry. That was a normal.
But it was nothing to him. It was like me and him were still cool. It was obvious. He was like, yeah, it was all good. He wasn't really fazed by it, which I thought was kind of amazing. Because for the average celebrity, them walking out of an interview is a very unexpected thing that you would, it stands out a lot.
I'm gonna get it.
He was 0% shocked.
That's crazy.
Oh, you want to walk out? Fuck.
Now I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna just be an ass.
I'm gonna try to think of something really offensive to say.
No.
Fuck the Air Force.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I take it back.
You need them. We all
support the troops.
We need that protection.
True. We need an Iron Dome.
Yeah, this world is getting crazy.
Do we have an Iron Dome, or is that just Israel?
I don't know. We need that.
Doesn't Israel have an Iron Dome? It sounds funny the more I say it.
I haven't heard this. I don't watch the news. It's so depressing. I don't
no,
really
because fucking Palestine be sending rockets over, and they got all the technology so they can shoot the rockets out of the air, and then they bomb the fuck out of them.
We need that in our streets of LA. We need that just in the streets of LA,
bomb Compton.
No freaking protection. Just.
Well, no one's bombing us. What do we need protection against?
LA is crazy.
Yeah, but who are we gonna bomb?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, gotcha.
We can't treat the Crips like we treat Al Qaeda. You can't just bomb a Crip neighborhood because there's one gang leader who lives there.
No, I'm not promoting that.
Okay? If you actually think about that, that kind of draws attention to you how fucked up that is. Although I guess hey, terrorists are dangerous enough that we got to blow up them and their family.
They're everywhere.
Right. Damn.
It's crazy, especially in Miami. There's a lot
of terrorists.
There's a lot of crazy people.
Oh.
Probably that too.
I'm you should tell the local police department if you know of any terrorists in your local neighborhood. That's my public service announcement. Kids.
Hey, Alysia Magen, that's why I'm over there.
That's what you're standing for.
There. I'm still working for the government, but.
Well, every celebrity needs a message, it would be boring for you to be go abortion.
Yeah.
Be fucking rat out a terrorist.
Yeah, I think that's my calling.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like common sense, but people probably.
I've had a couple lives where some guy was saying some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to report this.
You had a stalker?
No, but I've had so many.
Really?
Yeah.
But just emailing and shit or?
No, flew from Arizona, came to my house on Christmas to get married.
How do you find your house?
I don't know. Apparently, I should not put this information out there. But yeah, I don't know. So. I don't know how he did it, and he showed up. I called the police. He was still in denial.
Was he a frazzled army vet?
He was. That is so weird that you are saying this. I'm
not going to say jarhead because I think
that's offensive. He's probably going to watch this too. That's just I don't know.
Right. Is jarhead offensive? Is that the N word for people in the military?
No, I don't think so. But I'm not. Well, I think that's a Marine. So
it just feels like it would be offensive to be yo, your trauma from serving our country has made you inoperable. That just seems like an offensive thing, regardless of what the slur is.
Yeah, but we say in the military, you said a lot of offensive things.
Oh yeah,
it's just yeah.
Is the military woke? That's what we hear now.
Oh, are they? Can't even imagine what it's like now.
I see a lot of people tweeting about how woke the military is.
Really?
I don't know how much I believe it.
I don't know. I was there when the transgenders just got accepted, and it was very.
So you were kicking it with them?
My troop was.
You had a troop. You had a trans or two. that showed up.
They changed while I was. In the military.
While you were doing it, so they were waiting to do it.
Yeah, and then we obviously knew she was very tomboy and had short hair.
Wow.
So then but then what's crazy is that, Donald Trump said, hey, we can't do that anymore.
And did he reverse
so I don't know.
that?
I think I don't know if while you got accepted, because I can't imagine them just kicking them out.
I feel like that's one of those things that Trump said to get some retweets and then never actually did anything about. He had many positions
And
like
I'm
that.
sure a lot of the people would take it anyways. People were always trying to get out left and right.
Yeah.
Not me, though. I was hanging in 9 years, baby.
I'll become a chick to
They
get out of the
tried
military
kicking
for
me out.
sure.
Huh?
If I got to become a chick to get out of the military, I'm doing it. I'm all about self-preservation.
I know.
I could never serve. Thank God my tax dollars.
It definitely,
support them
I
in some
saw
way.
the women when they were older in the military, retired. I'm like, I can't look like that. Why they look rough?
Really? Why?
Yeah,
it's
because,
that stressful even if you don't really see
you're
that much
working,
combat.
you're working 10-hour days. They work you really hard.
Right.
Especially I don't want to. People in other branches gonna be like, she's a pussy. She's in the Air Force, but they do. They exert you. You know,
Right.
if you're low manned and you got to work with what you got to work with, and that's time, people's time. We were doing cleanings at a drive-through,
right.
that's what I did.
It's interesting because I know that this is a niche in OnlyFans or whatever. Because we had another girl on this podcast who told us that she was a military chick. Her whole fan base somehow she gained it from the military, and that's why they liked her is because she had been in the military.
We've been
it's a
through
thing.
this shit. It's definitely when you come to the civilian world, you definitely see people are different. Because there you have the same rank, no one's really after you. But when you get in the real world, it's different. People are definitely
It's like when a gang member finds out a girl knows about gang member stuff. It's they're bonded. I've seen it. I've seen the conversation where two people that realize that they know about the same street culture type
with us,
stuff.
With the tattoo, we know that this
I see you and I know that you do cocaine.
Did.
I'm
not trying to lie, okay?
No, but okay, one time I was in a bar and I'm sitting there talking to this girl and there's another dude in the bar and there's not that many people in the bar and he has he's a white guy and he has hella face tattoos and shit, right? And it's weird because as white dudes, you're not really used if a white guy walks by another white guy, it's not a confrontation is needed. Realistically,
right.
That's just not a thing. And and realistically in the LA on some gang shit, that is a thing. But she said something real loud and drunkenly about oh, you and this other guy, oh, they got face tattoo, blah blah blah. And he's he's not just a white guy with face tattoos. He's got a mean look on his face. You could tell he thinks he's tough
ready.
or whatever. And it was a weird feeling of me being bitch, shut the fuck up because you're about to start a fucking fight in this bar and it's gonna be real awkward if I have to do battle with this dude over who's the toughest white boy in this bar. But it was I don't know. The circumstances actually seemed like it might lead to that. And I was this is very unique. I never normally feel like this. I need to compete for top white boy.
Yeah. But you do well. I think you do well in the.
You think I could be top white boy?
Yeah, I think you're definitely up there.
That's the definite natural successor to Top Boy. You ever watch that? Oh, amazing TV show.
I didn't have a TV growing up. I'm behind on all that.
Top white boy. I'm gonna go with actually that could be my mixtape title.
Yeah, I like it. I see it.
I think I'm gonna have to dethrone Jack Harlow.
Yes.
He's pretty much the littest white boy right now.
I know. I'm not into all that celebrity stuff though.
Eminem is. You don't know who Jack Harlow is?
No, I do.
Oh, okay. Eminem is the GOAT white boy.
Yeah. No, he's.
In
What's
rap.
he doing anymore?
Probably nothing.
angry.
He doesn't seem like he likes to go
angry.
outside much. I mean, think about it. It's not like you ever had a girl come out and be like, "Oh, I was fucking Eminem." How?
I know. That's interesting. Maybe he pays him really good.
I guess he cares about his privacy enough. No, because
Or he really knows the girls.
He said at one point,
Eminem Red or dies.
Who is he fucking? We don't know. He's probably keeping it a secret. But
He's celibate.
Or fucking nobody.
He's so angry. He's not fucking. That's why he's so angry.
But he said he loved the pandemic because he actually put on a mask and went out and rode his bike around in the projects and shit. Not in the projects probably, but in shittier neighborhoods,
That's funny. Yeah,
and he finally felt oh, I get to act like a normal person.
Yeah. While we're all dying, oh my god.
Right.
And he's it's cool. I got vaccines already. While you were all
I got rapper privilege. I'm on this bike in your neighborhood while you're dying of COVID.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The famous life.
Right. All right. What do you want to tell the people to tap in for, or tune in for, or what they should look out for?
Check out my YouTube channel where I'm going to be taking you guys on my wild journey throughout life and my healing process. And YouTube is Alysia Magen, ALYSIA MAGN, and my Instagram, same. Look at the blue check. Check me out. And subscribe to my OnlyFans, of course.
Well, you know what they say.
Get to see more of me. You didn't get to see a lot here. What? What did you say?
An enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine.
Like that.
I appreciate you.
You're awesome. Thank you for
Am
having me. Yes, I love you.
Top white boy.
Top white boy
Coming
right
soon.
here.
My debut album.
Yes.
Actually,
I know
no.
you are a really good rapper.
How do you know that?
I heard it. I looked you up. I Googled it.
She knows too much. All right.
The best.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
No
Appreciate
jumper.
it.
Coolest podcast in the world.
out.
Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Like, comment, and subscribe. NoJumper.com if you want to support.
Support.